And hello, folks. I'm back. Old Uncle Al. My doctor put me on bed rest for the rest of the week. They weren't too bad about my results. I've been pushing myself too hard, and they're mad as hell. I'm busy. I have 3 gardens to attend. I experiment with my stuff in the patio garden. I have fruit trees. I have a lot of fruit trees. Best neighborhood gift for a new neighbor is you give them a fruit tree. I got loquat, kumquat. I got another one down the street. If I want to get grapes, I give a lot of fruits and vines around the neighborhood. All they have to do is water. If they need pruning, I said, just call me, I'll help you. Now, this is a 5-year-old tree that my neighbor gave me a whole bunch of apples. And I said, just pick them, I'll take care of the rest. Free food. That was 5 years ago. The new people living there, I told them the exact same thing. You have a fruit tree there, I'll prune it for you, take care of it, and you just give me the fruit. And they're pretty happy. They got fruit. I made them a pie and some apple betties. Okay? That's the nicest gift you can get. Your neighbors, give them a fruit tree. Now, I've seen a lot of you want to be gardeners. I'm cracking up because this is your first time really gardening. I've been doing it for 40 years, so I don't have to worry about this. Now, from garden number 2, I got my Spam because I told everybody to buy Spam. Nobody ever listens to old Uncle Al. Why? Because it was on sale at $2.75 last year. So I bought a gross. And it's good for another 3 years. And I got my linguine. And I have the vegetable, whatchamacallit, peeler or shredder that turns zucchini and soft summer squash into noodle-like projections. This is all drenched with butter and a little bit of Parmesan cheese. Now, a lot of people don't cook. I love to cook. All right? I tell everybody you can make rice-a-roni at home. You get some butter, oil, bacon fat, whatever, and you fry up instant rice or long grain rice or jasmine rice, and then you throw in broken pieces of vermicelli until brown. Then you add water. And if you want like more chicken flavor, you add chicken stock, some parsley, a little garlic powder. That's it. It's not hard. It's not rocket science, folks. You can do it at home. Okay, I will be doing a video on the basic tools you need for a good kitchen. I have to go this over and over again. So let's try out this. Now, I drenched it with unsalted butter because I know the Spam and the Parmesan will have a lot. See how nice that came out? A lot of salt. Like I said, you have to understand Spam has a lot of salt. To decrease the salt in there, you soak it for about 2 hours in water. And you use that salted water for something else. Now I'm making soup later on for ramen. Because I have the vegetables already shredded up in noodle form. And I got some homemade ramen noodles. It's better than fettuccine. So a lot of my nephews like, this is great. What is it? Homemade ramen with Spam broth. Because I know how to make broth. Vegetarian, mushroom, fish. It's easy, folks. You put some kind of broth in it. And then the main point of this video is start planting fruit trees. Not right now. You want to do it after the frost, in the spring, or in the fall. Because a lot of people don't plant. All they have in their yards is ornamental stuff I do roses because I like roses. But if I didn't have roses, I would plant every kind of fruit tree on the property, front and back, because I told that to the neighborhood association. They got kind of upset when I mentioned it because they seen pictures of my last house in Madeira. Boy, they were really upset. It's a nice little garden section. I didn't like lawns, and they look at, it'll be a rat problem or something else. No, I never went to the grocery store. I got everything there. All right? Once you're at that level of producing enough food during the summer, canning it, preserving it, salt it, then you're a gardener, a master gardener. Now, those who don't have started out with the little buckets and stuff, there's nothing wrong with that. That's container gardening. It's fun. But you got to know your seasons. Now, a lot of you have planted like strawberries and celery and lettuce and a few other crops. We're having a drought and a heat wave. What happened to lettuce in 115-degree heat? It evaporates. Bok choy evaporates. You plant those either in the early fall to get the warmth off the ground, or you plant it in the early springs. I tell a lot of people, I told my nephews, my sister, and my cousins, get a veggie pot. Okay, you could do either full hydroponics or semi-hydroponics. It's not that hard, folks. You put in a layer. I do it 50-50 method. I do the bottom with perlite to retain water, and on top I do potting soil. And I change out the potting soil with my homemade soil or mix the two. And I get good results. I'm just tired and old, and I know the heat wave, so I didn't plant anything for the summer. They all cook. Reason why the veggie pot? To retain moisture. That's where a lot of beginner gardeners can't understand. Why did my strawberry dies and you got strawberries, Uncle Al? Because I put it in a veggie pod in the shade, and I have a irrigation system and a mister in there to fight off the heat. And the white plastic isn't for keeping the cold out. It's keeping the UV rays out from burning the plant. And I'll show you in the next short what happens when you get direct UV light. Okay, if you live in Texas, Oklahoma, New Mexico, Arizona, if you have a garden, plant trees for shade or set up some kind of solar screen during the summer. Okay, now if you check out Ernie Hatmaker's channel, she did a fine one with ground cloth over hog wire to cool things down. You could get the same kind of UV protection from this plastic. Now it's back in demand because everybody heard that, and in my area they have a 2-week wait because they're bending hog wire to make arch, and they're using zip ties, and they're putting this fabric on. It's a lot better than ropes and all the other thing, and doesn't fly away because you put a lot of zip ties to keep it close to the hog wire, and that kept everything cool and also retained moisture. Okay, I have people say, I'm growing stuff that I never could grow in the summer. 2 reasons. You're blocking the heat of the sun, and second, you're increasing the moisture area. They still look at me like I stepped on their cat. Okay, you want to grow a garden, master that takes up to 5 years. You want to plant some kind of fruit tree that's designated for your area. And if you have a real tough climate, like South Dakota, Montana, whatever, you got to think of marsh and trench. And I already did a video on that, and YouTube took it off because nobody's ever going to... Wait, you mean there's somebody already did? Well, we'll try to find the video and give it back to you. I did 4,000 videos. I'm tired. They even had a movie, The Martian, talking about this. And still people didn't understand what I was talking about. Okay? I'm fine. All right? This is a fine day. I picked and I got enough of these to make pies and desserts. What are you doing today? Okay? And don't forget, let's all pray for a Cold War prepper and his wife, because they may have the bug. You know what kind. The country behind Japan. Okay, so let's all pray for him for good health and speedy recovery. Remember, folks, we're in third year. Don't believe everything you hear, and don't trust old Uncle Al. Do your research. I'll be seeing you. Bye now.